Time Floss Tube. This is Kimberly Ann, and I'm here with Stitch with Me #1. I'm going to be stitching on Mary Mary Needleworker by Lindy Stitches today while I chat with y'all. Um, I chose some random questions that I found on the internet. I actually found a blog that has a list of questions. It's like 500 questions long, and it's called Randomness. So I jumped right to the center of it, up into the late 100s, early 200 questions, and I'm going to answer a few of y'all, a few of them for y'all. So grab you something to drink, grab you a whip, and come stitch with me for about 20 to 30 minutes, and we're going to get a good laugh at some of these answers I'm going to give you. So, like I said, I'm working on Mary Mary Needleworker by Lindy Stitches, and I'm working on the skirt area. I am actually using Beachcomber by Weeks Dye Works instead of the called for Seafoam. I like the brightness of it instead of just the kind of light colored seafoam. I like bright colors a lot, so I changed a few things on the chart. So let's get started. So the first question we have is, are you much of a gambler? My answer to that would be no. I actually live right by the casinos in South Mississippi, and I have only been once in like maybe 5 or 6 years. And literally, I went because my daughter in law had turned 21, and my son was out of town working, and she wanted to go because they had all been, and she was not old enough to go. So she wanted to go for her birthday. So we went and had a girls' night and casino hop to like, I'd say 8 of the 12 that we have. And well, I'm thinking it's around 12. I'm not exactly sure because I'm not a gambler, so I don't know. But we casino hopped. We didn't spend a lot of money. She actually won, so that was good. We got some comps because it was her birthday. Um, but yeah, when I sit down to a machine, I put a $20 bill in there. And then as soon as it's gone, if I don't win it back, I'm thinking, oh man, I could have bought some fabric and floss or such and such a pattern. So yeah, it just, I don't know. I would much rather spend money on cross stitch stuff that will last me more than a few minutes than to give somebody who's already rich the money that I have. Now, in the family, we do make simple little bits like, oh, so and so is going to do this by Saturday or Sunday, for like $1 or a snowball or something. But yeah, I'm not a real big gambler. So, do y'all gamble? Like, because I know some people that are like, seriously, every penny they make goes to the casino kind of gamblers. That is so not me. All right. Next question is, are you a daredevil? Or are you much of a daredevil? To that, I'm going to have to say yes, because I am the one who wants to go skydiving and parasailing and bungee jumping and rock climbing and hiking up the mountains and going to a volcano, and yeah, I just like all kinds of stuff like that. My husband, on the other hand, is not. We went on vacation before I had my 2 boys, because I have a girl and 2 boys, and the first 2 are 7 years apart. So we went on family vacation before I had my first son, and my daughter was like 5 or 6. We literally threw 2 temper tantrums in the middle of the parking lot at Big Kahuna in Florida because we wanted to bungee jump and bungee swing, and my husband said he would not let us do it because, quote, the price was ridiculous. It was $70 for the 2 of us, and that was including a recording. So we were with my father-in-law and his girlfriend, and my father-in-law says, oh, don't be a jerk. And I knew it wasn't the money. My husband is a chicken. He says, oh, girl, y'all go do it. I'll pay. My husband flipped out. He says, you're not putting my daughter on a bungee jump. So then we said, oh, well, there's a bungee swing. So we're strapped into a whole swing instead of, or not a swing, it was the bungee sling, like a slingshot thing. He was not having it. He had a temper tantrum too because we wanted to do this. So then the next day, we're at the beach in Destin, and Mariah and I want to go parasailing. He did not let us go parasailing. You know, it's not safe. It's not safe. So, you know, over the years, I've bugged him and bugged him to let me go skydiving. He won't let me skydive. He won't let me rock climb. I am quite clumsy, so that's probably half the problem. But yeah, like I would totally do all of that crazy stuff. But because there is an inherent danger in it, I would never do it without his permission. Not that I need his permission to do anything, but just because I feel like if something bad happened, he would feel bad if I did it after he told me not to. So I wouldn't do it without him saying, you know what, go ahead. That's just the way I am. It's not that I need his permission because Lord knows I ask him, I'll say, can I do this? And he says no. And a lot of times I'm just like, okay, well, I asked and I do it anyway. That usually falls more in line of, can I buy this? And he says no. And then I just do it anyway. And when he says, well, I thought I said no, I said, well, I told you I was buying it. So yeah, we have a weird relationship. Um, so the next question is, are you good at charades? Absolutely not, because I laugh my butt off at everything. So, me trying to act something out and people laughing just makes it worse, and I crack up. So, there is no way that I could ever do charades because I would be on the floor laughing and nothing would get accomplished. I have tried to play before, and exactly what I said happened. It's just I laugh at everything. And I think things are funny even when they probably shouldn't be funny. So, yeah, so charades is a no go. So if you ever want to win at charades, you should ask me to play. Let's see. How long could you go without talking? Well, on the daily basis, I literally sit in my room with my door shut for hours and hours and don't speak to anybody. So that's not a big deal to me. I could totally do that for as long as I needed to. Especially if money was involved, I could probably shut up for a month. I think. I'm not sure. Let's see. What has been your worst haircut or style? Okay, so when my daughter was in first grade, my daughter is a school teacher. Even when she was in elementary school, kindergarten included, she was super, super hard on herself. Like, if she didn't get an 100 or 100 plus on everything, like, she would beat herself up, even at a very young age. So, I think it was either first or second grade. No, maybe third or fourth grade. Anyway, one of those younger grades. She she had made a B on the progress report that comes out halfway through a 9 weeks, and she was just absolutely heartbroken. Like she had never ever ever had a B before. And she was like, she's like, you need to ground me, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm like, I'm not doing that because I know, you know, you just had a bad day somewhere and it's going to be fine. Well, she just was not having it. Like, she wanted me to ground her. She wanted a spanking. She wanted her toys taken away. Like, she put her nose in the books. And, like, I couldn't make her understand that sometimes it just happens. So, to get her quiet, I told her that if she pulled her grades up by the time the report card came out, which was another, 4.5 weeks, I think, that she could pick any hairstyle she wanted for me, and I would wear it till the end of the next 9 weeks. Yeah, that was a big mistake. So, of course, she pulled her grades up like I knew she would, which I'm a dumbass for telling her this, but so we go to Sally's, and she picks out electric banana hair dye, which is also UV activated with black light to turn neon green. So here I am, a store manager for Dollar General, and I had to go to work every single day for 9 weeks straight with electric banana yellow hair. And I proudly wore it, and when the people would come in and like, oh my God, what happened to your hair? I would tell them that when I make a bet with someone, I follow through, and that I told my daughter whatever hairstyle she picked out for me is what I would wear. Mind you, we had family pictures. We had a baseball banquet that I was a coach for. We had multiple company meetings that I had to go to. My district manager thought it was the funniest thing ever. He says, can your customers look at you with a straight face? And I said, yeah, because they know I'm honest, that if I make a bet, that I'm going to follow through. But yeah, they laugh. But yeah, so that is probably the worst hairstyle ever. But I proudly wore it for 9 weeks because that's what made my daughter feel good. She needed something to get her out of her little anger fit with herself, and that's what it took, and so that's what I did. Probably not the best mom in the world, but I think that was the right thing to do. You can't go back on your word with your kids. All right, let's see, what's the next one? Can you ice skate? Absolutely not. I live in South Mississippi. My grandparents lived in Metairie, Louisiana, where I'm originally from. That's where I was born when I was growing up. And they had an ice skating rink right around the corner from their house. It was literally like 2 blocks. My sister and my cousins and I used to walk there and try to ice skate. And about the third time I went ice skating, well, I should say ice falling because I never could skate. I couldn't even really stand up on them, which is strange because I was doing gymnastics at the same time and I had really good balance, but I just couldn't get the ice thing down. So anyway, about the third time we went, there was this. I was like 8 years old. There was this older boy there, and I kept falling, and he thought it was funny to come and kick me in my kneecaps with his blade. He kicked me in the first kneecap one time around, couldn't get up, screaming and crying. Came around again, kicked me in the other kneecap. Come to find out, he fractured one of my bones in my knee. So yeah, I will absolutely never, ever, ever, ever try ice skating again, even as an adult. My grandkids go sometimes because they had the ice skating team here, or not ice skating, the ice hockey team here in Biloxi, and they do open skate sometimes before and sometimes after the game. So and it's open to the public for like $10. So my grandkids go sometimes, but yeah, I absolutely cannot do that. I will go take pictures. I am not getting on the ice. My knees still hurt to this day because of that. Yeah, and I felt bad. Like I was hurt really bad, but my poor aunt beat the crap out of that little 18-year-old. I felt really bad. She was from Canada and she was mean. She's just like, she was very upset that he kicked me. And that was before we knew that I had a broken bone in my kneecap. Sorry, I'm weird about the way I use this lap frame. I turn it around when I cut the thread when I start it again. It's just weird. Okay, let's see. Next question. Can you somersault? Back in the old days, I did gymnastics and I absolutely could somersault. However, as an adult, I have not tried, and I have broken more bones as an adult than I have as a kid, so yeah, it's probably not a good idea for me to try. So I do not know. I do not know. My little granddaughter, I say little, it's the oldest, Millie. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you see her. She's my gymnast in the family. She is always trying to talk me into doing gymnastics with her. But like I said, I haven't done gymnastics since I was like 8 or 9 because, I couldn't do it after I hurt my knee at the skating rink. So, yeah, I haven't done it for a while. But she's been in it since I think she was like 4, maybe 5. And yeah, her goal is to be better than Simone Biles and be on the Olympics team. And evidently, being on the Olympic gymnastics team is easier than being an astronaut. That's what she told us in the car the other day. So, no somersaults here. Let's see. Have you ever sleptwalked or sleepwalked, however you say that? Yes. When I was a child, I used to have night terrors, and I used to sleepwalk all the time. Have not done it as an adult, thank goodness, because I did one time right after my husband and I moved in together before we got married. I had a night terror, which I had not had in probably 15 years before that. I think it was just trauma of, not trauma, but just my brain was like overwhelmed with living somewhere new away from my parents because I was 17 when I had my daughter. I actually got out the hospital on my 18th birthday. And I was a single mom for 2.5 years. And then I met my husband. And in that time, I was working full time and going to college. So we lived with my parents. I just never moved out after high school until I moved in with my husband. So I think it was just overwhelming to be away from my parents because I'd never been that way before except to go to college. And I don't know, like the third night we we were in the house together. I had a really bad night terror and I picked up the coffee table and threw it through the bedroom window. So he absolutely thought I was crazy and tried to send me back to my parents. Yeah, it was this whole big thing. But thank goodness I don't do that anymore. Yeah, because like I said, my night terrors and sleepwalking was horrible. My parents realized that I sleptwalked when I was, I think, three and a half. We lived on the bayou here in South Mississippi, and my dad and my grandpa both worked offshore, and so we all lived in the same house. It was my grandma, me, and my mom, and my baby sister who was just born. And my grandpa, my dad was home, and my grandma used to tell me before bed every night, like we'd talk about Bible or whatever. And one night we were discussing that Jesus could walk on water. And literally about 2 in the morning, my grandpa heard the door and he looked in my room and I wasn't there. And he went outside and he saw me trying to step off the bank of the bayou, not knowing how to swim. And when he got there, I was sleepwalking and told him that Jesus was telling me I could walk on water with him. So, yeah, that's when they learned that I sleptwalked. And that's when all the locks got put on the doors because they were worried I was going to accidentally drown myself. So, yeah, hopefully that never starts again because sleepwalking is the worst. Let's see. Can I build a house of cards? Um, I have not tried in many, many years, but as a child, no. I would get like the first level done and that it would never go anywhere from there. It would just collapse. Let's see. Are you a poker player? I can play poker. I do not play poker with my family because I am a very serious poker player and they like to goof off too much and they get me pissed off because they don't pay attention. And so it's kind of pointless for me to play poker if I can't beat their ass. So, yeah, every once in a while I'll play like online poker, not for money though. I mean, I could play for money. I'm decent. I'm not great, but I'm decent. But just for fun. My favorite is Texas Hold'em. I've tried to learn Baccarat. Yeah, my brain doesn't work that way. But yeah, I definitely love Texas Hold'em. All right, let's see. Have you ever baked your own cake? Yes, I have baked my own cake before. I absolutely love baking cakes. Um, I'm trying to teach myself to decorate fancy cakes. I've made a couple of cute cakes, not real fancy, but they're cute. Not enough to sell, but you know, to give as gifts. I made my niece a unicorn cake for her birthday one year. But yeah, I love cake, so I absolutely can bake my own cake. Um, let's see. What traditionally adorns the top of your Christmas tree? Um, it used to be an a big fancy star that my daughter picked out. It's stained glass. She picked it out the first Christmas that my husband and I and her were together, when she was almost 3. And we used that until it fell apart. So now we still have it, but it will not stay together anymore. We've wired it up, glued it. It's just old. So we have it. So now we use a Santa hat. It's easy. The kids are all grown up. We don't need nothing fancy. So we use a Santa hat. That way we don't have to have all the grandkids fighting over what's going to go on the Christmas tree. So yeah, just a plain old Santa hat and some fancy little decorations like little sticks and balloons and stuff, or not balloons, but baubles and stuff. Let's see. Do you have a strong local accent? Well, in case you didn't notice by now, yes, I have a very deep Southern country accent. Um, it's kind of funny because everybody in my family before my little sister was born in either New Orleans or Metairie, Louisiana. And my older family, like above my parents, are all so Cajun that I can barely understand anything they say. But since I've been in Mississippi since I was 3.5, I have a very deep Southern country accent. Uh, so yes, very, very strong. Even my kids say I sound like a redneck, and they were born here, so yeah. Let's see. It says, "What is your favorite accent?" Okay, so my husband thinks I'm crazy, but men with really deep, thick Irish accents is the sexiest ever. So that is my favorite accent. Like, I just love deep Irish accents. Um, let's see. In X and O's, I'm assuming they mean tic tac toe. Which do you normally pick? I usually pick the O, and I don't know why. I guess because it's easier to make. I don't know. I've always been the O, unless the kids want me to be something else. But I usually pick the O. Let's see. Do you prefer blue or black ink pens? It does not matter to me. A pen is a pen. If it writes, it writes. Now, if you ask my daughter in law, she has like a billion ink pens because she just loves ink pens. Like, she collects them, she hoards them. She has ink pens everywhere. She has every style, every color you can imagine. And that's just her thing. I collect stash for sewing and cross stitch, and she collects pens. I don't know what else to say about it. But no, I do not care. Um, let's see, what was the last thing you recorded off the TV? That would be the second season of Double Shot at Love with DJ Pauly D. So, yeah, I absolutely love him. So, we are recording that. Uh, my husband doesn't care for it too much, but my son and my daughter in law like it as well. So, yeah, we have that season recording. And that's about the only weird TV I watch. Normally, I am History Channel, Science Channel, NASA Channel, um, or Oxygen. I like the true crime shows, but I love history and science, so normally that's what I watch. When I'm in a crappy mood, I watch ridiculous cartoons on Adult Swim, because everybody needs some nonsense. Let's see. some of these I'm not answering because they're like really personal. Like, what is your birthday? Uh, what city were you born in? You know, I'm not getting into those. Um, do you prefer liquid soap or bar soap? Absolutely 100% liquid. I don't know. I don't like the feeling of bar soap when it's wet. It's kind of creepy. I don't know why. It just is. Totally weird. Uh, Besides, liquid soap in a pump is so much more sanitary than everybody grabbing a bar of soap with their nasty hands. So we have pump soap everywhere, including in the showers to take a bath. Do you prefer green or red grapes? Green 100%. Red, absolutely not. I do not like red grapes at all. So that was an easy one. And I like my green grapes really, really sour. Let's see. What do you like to put on toast? Although I'm not supposed to eat bread, I sneak a piece every once in a while. And actually, yesterday morning for breakfast, I had toast with peanut butter on it. That is my number one thing for toast is peanut butter. But I'm not supposed to have a lot of bread because it swells up in your stomach, and I had a gastric sleeve surgery done, so toast is a treat. Um, so yeah, yesterday I treated myself to a healthy peanut butter and toast breakfast. Just one piece. I couldn't even eat all of it, but you know, I got to have it, so that was nice. Let's see. Oh, we've been doing this for 26 minutes, so maybe just one or two more questions. Um, let's see. um, so let's go with this one. What is your favorite saying? The reason why I'm giggling is because, Lord help me, y'all, please. I hope I don't offend anybody. But my favorite saying lately is when because of the state of the world, is, are you fucking serious? Like, I probably say that 100 times a day. I know that's not very ladylike, but, with the way the world is right now, every time I see a news article, that's pretty much what I say. Um, okay, let's see. Oh God, if I answer that one, we'll be here all week. It was, what do you have inside of your refrigerator in the door? We have so many different sauces and seasonings. Let's see. How old were you when you last went trick or treating? Let's see. I turned 48 in January, so 47. Uh, I trick or treat every year. Like, I trick or treat the neighbors, they trick or treat us. Um, we don't trick or treat here. My mom and dad's neighborhood is a supervised subdivision for trick or treating, meaning it only has one way in and out. You got to come in through the front, go out through the front. So the police barricade it and they patrol it so the kids can walk free in the streets. Um, so we have like a big block party back there every year. My parents have lived there since I was 19. Um, and so we trick or treat. My mom's had the same neighbors since they moved in on both sides, and most of the houses across the street. So it's been the same neighbors since I was 19 years old. So we trick or treat with the kids, but we can also adult trick or treat. And sometimes we get a mixed drink or a plate of food or a hot dog. We always get candy. And we always make sure we have candy that the neighbors like because we know we're going to trick or treat each other's houses. So, yeah, 47. And the next time will be 48 in just a few months. So, I am not bashful. I will go knock on everybody's door and ask for candy because this girl loves her candy. All right, let's see. Have you ever been bobbing for apples? Yes, but I don't like to because I feel like I'm going to drown. I don't know why. Yes, I can absolutely swim underwater. I can dive. I'm a good swimmer. But for some reason, dunking my face to get an apple, I feel like I'm going to drown. I don't know why. It's just a weird fear that I have. But I can guarantee you, since COVID started, there will be no apple bobbing anymore. um, and as an adult, I've kind of been like, I don't want y'all to do that, kids, because that's so gross. But when I was younger, it was like, oh, let's bob for apples. But you know, you turn into a parent and everything is germs. So, yeah, that's totally me. Um, what is the last thing you took a picture of? That would be my project I just finished last night. It was Vote by Subversive Cross Stitch. Um, so, yeah, 99% of the pictures I take are of my work. Let's see. What was the last thing you drew a picture of? Oh, goodness. Trying to draw a picture of something I wanted my husband to build, and it looked like a second grader drew it. And he didn't understand what the heck I was saying because I cannot draw. Like, if I can paint, but I can't draw the picture to get an idea of what I want to paint. So if I want to sketch something out, I have to tell either my husband or my son, my youngest son, I need you to sketch this out for me so I get an idea so I can put it on the bigger canvas. I can't draw. I can't draw stick people. It's horrible. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I didn't eat yet, so my stomach's kind of crazy. Let's see. Can you blow bubbles with your bubble gum? Yes. Quite annoyingly sometimes. Yes. It's a habit. Sometimes I'll blow bubbles, and my mom's like, I can just see her out the corner of my eye in the car, like she's gonna smack me if I don't stop. And I'm like, oh, sorry. And she's like, you know, that gets on my nerves. You've been doing it since you were little. And I'm like, I'm sorry. It's a nervous habit. If I got gum, I got blue bubbles. I don't know what it is. My brain's crazy. And let's see, one more. Um, what is your favorite smell or scent? I would have to say orange. Like anything orange based scent. Like Scentsy, I used to be a Scentsy rep. I have a lot of citrus smells with the underlying base of orange, um, which is funny because I am deathly allergic to oranges. So I love the smell, but I can't touch them. So it's weird. Like, I don't know why I'm so addicted to the smell, knowing that I can't ever have one. Um, Oranges actually put me into anaphylaxis. So, as an adult, I have not tried them. I know my grandkids, I always tell them, like, they know I'm very allergic to oranges. And I'll tell them, I can't peel that for you. Because if I touch the peeling, it usually blisters, like causes a blister, like I got burned with something hot. Um, if I eat one, I instantly swell up in the throat and uh, can't breathe. I get hives everywhere. Um, that has not happened since I was a child, because it happened a couple of times as a child, and then the doctor told me just don't try it anymore, that I should outgrow it by my teen years. Um, when I was a teen, I decided, oh, I'm going to try to eat a piece of orange, and it was fine. A week later, I tried again, and I got very ill. So, um, it's something strange because I can totally drink uh, a screwdriver made with 100% pure orange juice, and it doesn't bother me. So, evidently, whatever it is that triggers it, the alcohol stops it. Now, I don't sit down and drink five or six. I can drink one, and I'm like, okay, let me drink something else. But yeah, I can drink orange juice in a screwdriver and a tequila sunrise, but I can't physically eat an orange. So it's kind of strange that that would be my favorite scent, but it is. I absolutely love orange. I love orange smelling cleaning products. I love orange smelling air fresheners, car fresheners, all of that. Okay, so we are right at 35 minutes. I got 2 or 3 rows done on the skirt, which is okay because I got some other projects to work on today. But I mean, I've made good progress. I've probably put 20 rows in the skirt since the other day. Um, so that was a little bit of fun facts about me. Nothing personal, just off the cuff. Um, and I'll probably do another one of these with not so off the wall questions, maybe next month or the month after. I want to start doing a couple of like floss tube extras with different things besides me just showing my whips and haul and finishes. So look for more of that. But for now, thank you so much for spending a little bit of stitching time with me this morning or this afternoon, depending on how long it takes to load. Um, I appreciate you following my channel. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. If you're new here and you like what you saw today, hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so you can keep up with future content. And I appreciate every one of y'all. Uh, if you liked what you saw today, you can share it. We're going to have a giveaway when I reach 100 subscribers. I think when I looked yesterday, I was at 98. So we're almost there. Um, so yeah, you can share, get a couple of your friends to follow, and then we'll have a giveaway. I will be back early next week with my progress for my whips for my regular floss tube. That'll be number 16. Um, and yeah, I've been enjoying seeing everybody stitch with me. So if you have one, comment below and let me know in case I haven't watched it, and I'll go check it out. Because I love getting to know y'all. Let's see what else. That's about it. Have a great afternoon, a great morning, whichever it is for you. Stay kind, stay peaceful, have love in your heart, and enjoy your day. Bye.